So please give a warm welcome to Dr. Anthony Molloy.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm here today. Obviously, thank you very much for everyone coming to the event. I'm bringing everybody in the industry to the region, obviously to have a massive big networking event, and to also launch this brand new technology that I've been developing over the last 10 years. My background is in artificial intelligence, time series analysis, and statistical pattern analysis. So the system that I've developed is very kind of high level, kind of really cutting edge technology. So it's the first line cleaning system that you can actually monitor online. So what it will do is it will obviously clean your lines, it will save all your beer wastage, and it will actually tell you exactly when the lines were cleaned in your pub or your bar or your club. So if you've got a set of bars or clubs, you can easily log in on your iPhone, on a tablet, and you can see exactly when the lines were cleaned at whatever pub that you actually own, and it sends you automatic reminders and things. So let's go through the actual technology and where we are today and where we're actually moving with this kind of technology. So typically the way that we would normally clean lines is actually to clean the lines manually, and that's kind of been the way in the trade that we've always done. It's to clean the lines in a kind of manual way, very kind of laborious, very costly, costs a lot of money from the wastage of the beer. And obviously automatic systems were developed in the industry to kind of take away the kind of pain of cleaning the lines manually. So these have kind of been around for the last 10 years. And then the development of the technology which I'm actually showcasing today is the Easy Clean, and it's the kind of evolution of the technology of where we are today. Okay, so I'm just going to go through some comparisons with the different methods and why Easy Clean is so different to the other kind of systems. Okay, so the Easy Clean system, it can actually indicate the beer that's left in the lines prior to cleaning. So basically, if you go to clean your lines, it will actually tell you exactly the number of pints that you've got remaining in the lines. Obviously, you can't do that with a manual method or automatic systems. Obviously, automatic systems were developed to save beer in the beer lines. Obviously, Easy Clean can do that as well. So we can actually get a return on investment on the beer that's normally wasted in the line. The quantity of beer wasted is known. The Easy Clean system is the only system in the world which we can actually tell and determine exactly how much beer was saved during the line cleaning process or wasted. So there's no system on the market that allows us to do that. So this is the first one of its kind which allows us to kind of have a recorded data of exactly what was saved and exactly what was wasted during the line cleaning process. This allows us to audit the stock correctly. Now, because we know exactly what's been wasted during the line cleaning process, we can actually audit the stock correctly because we know exactly what was wasted during the line cleaning process. It's the first time in history we can actually do this and really get it down in terms of data, in terms of exactly what was saved, exactly what stock was ordered. We know exactly what stock we've got left because we know exactly what's been wasted. Okay, no manual effort is required throughout. Quite a simple process. You just basically put the nozzle under the beer tap, you select the drink that you want to clean, and then it will obviously clean to digital conditions. But obviously I'll discuss that as we go through the presentation. When, which, and the quality of the lines clean is known. So this system will actually determine, let the user know exactly which line was cleaned, when it was cleaned, how much chemical went through, give all the statistics of the line cleaning operation. Which is that one there. Reminders are given when lines are due for cleaning. So this system will actually send automatic reminders. Obviously, the breweries recommend that you clean the lines every 7 days. But obviously, you can set the system up so you want a reminder every 10 days. It will send an email reminder. And you can configure it so that after, say, 7 days, the cellarman hasn't cleaned the line, the cellarman will get an email. And then following that, maybe 2 days later, his boss will find out that he hasn't done the line. And then following that, another 2 days later, his boss will find out, so we can actually escalate it. So we can have a full control and monitoring on when the lines are clean, so we can control the quality and kind of have a handle on that, which we've never had before. The system calculates the optimal time required to clean lines. Because it kind of cleans lines on the basis of volume of flow, it knows exactly the volume of beer that we'll have in the line, exactly how much chemical we've got to put through, how much water we've got to put through. So it kind of optimizes the cleaning performance. Indicates and doses chemicals correctly. The chemicals always get dosed at a 2% mix. So it's a consistent flow of chemicals in the line. So it's all done automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. And can clean all the lines simultaneously. which other kind of automatic systems you can't actually do that. And the reason why is because because it works on a basis of volume of flow, it knows exactly how many lines it needs to flow for, and it just keeps flowing until all the kind of volume is flowing through the lines. So you can connect up an infinite number of lines, and it'll just keep cleaning until all the lines are clean. So it's a kind of real evolution in the kind of technology. And it can operate under 20 watts of power. This system's been developed to be kind of a really green technology. It basically uses the pressure at mains water supply and feeds that pressure at mains water supply through the beer line. So you don't need any big water tank, you don't need a pump. And all it is a question of is just turning on a few valves. So it's very kind of low power. So it actually saves a lot of power in terms of the kind of length in operation. Okay, so the three main benefits that you get from this technology is saving the product and giving us a guaranteed return on investment, enhancing the quality because now we can actually monitor and see exactly when the lines were cleaned at any of the pubs in our chain. And the third thing is obviously the time and management saving that we get as well. So let's go through the first one, the product saving. Okay, so this allows us to give guaranteed returns on investment. We can just log in and we can look at any pub we want to look at, and we can see exactly what the return on investment has been on that pub. So this is just showing you some kind of graph charts and things like I plotted. So we can see automatically exactly what was saved, exactly what was wasted the month. You can change it from month on month, year on year. And exactly, you can look exactly the value that's been saved every single month, which indicates it there in the charts. This kind of shows you exactly what drinks you put on to dispense before you went to clean. It shows you the dispense time, how long the dispense process took, exactly how many pints were saved, exactly how many pints were wasted. So that gives us all the kind of data that we want to know about that site. You can export it into spreadsheets, you can import it into kind of financial packages and things. And this is kind of like some data that we did from a trial up at St James's football ground. This was one of the cellars that we had it inside the ground, and we had the 53-line system up at St James's Park. And this was the real data. So the blue line is kind of like showing us the return on investment, the savings that was made, basically on the cost of the product, what was being wasted currently. So we could see that we're actually saving what the blue line, and the investment of the cost of the unit is actually the pink line. So after 5 years, you can see that we'll get this massive big return on investment. That's just at the cost of the product. The green line is basically the retail cost of the product. So this is kind of a guarantee. It doesn't make a difference if you've only sold 1 pint or if you've sold 1 million pints. You're always going to get that wastage because you need to clean the beer lines. And this can kind of like recoup that kind of wastage that we're getting. So this is kind of from the real data that we had. So it's really a no-brainer in terms of the kind of return on investment we're going to get. Enhancing the quality. This is some kind of graphic, if we can just flick the video. This shows us basically us setting the system up to run the football ground. It's quite straightforward. It kind of uses a standard kind of beer lines that you'd normally have to transport the beer from the cellar to the bar. It's a kind of flexible PTFE tubing, which you just quite easily stick on with a Jubilee clip, butterfly hose nozzle, and that clips onto the bar tap. We turn the bar tap on, and then that will automatically clean the lines to the digital conditions. Okay. This is showing obviously the chemicals automatically getting dosed into the beer lines. You want to flick onto the... So what it will do is obviously it knows exactly what lines have been selected. It knows the volume of the fluid in those lines. It'll flush through that correct amount of water through all the beer lines. Once it's done that, it'll then start to dose the chemicals in at a 2% mix and put those through the beer lines. You can see that the chemicals are starting to change inside the lines when it's getting dosed in. All right. This is kind of like a new method. This is basically a patented method, and when the chemicals are actually into the beer line, what it does is it actually agitates the chemicals inside the lines. You can see the kind of balls jumping up and down. So it doesn't just allow the chemical just to soak in the line, it actually agitates the chemical in the line to scrub the line and clean it. So it just gives a bit of enhanced cleaning performance. Okay. Okay. So this is like logging in for a pub chain. So imagine that I've in my PC at home, I can log in through any kind of internet connecting PC. But through the software, I type in my username and password, I select go, and you can see here that the ones in red are basically the lines where they failed to clean the lines within the kind of warranties that we're offering. So it could be a 10-day, it could be 14-day. So we know that Red Dog hasn't cleaned his line, so we can say, well, which line has he not done? So we can automatically select him. We can then look at the cleaning schedule to see which line has he failed to do. And then we can see straight away that he's failed to do the carling line because it's highlighted in red. So we can track exactly the quality of the line and we can guarantee the quality of the product. Now, if lines have a good maintenance and we clean the lines when they should be cleaned, we can increase sales in 3%. This was from data from Caskmark. So it's always important to actually to make sure that we have good line maintenance because we reduce the fobbing by 7% and increase quality and sale the product by 3%. So this gives us a kind of indication to which lines were cleaned and when, so we can actually have a control of the quality of the product that's being supplied to the customer that we've never had before. Okay, this is kind of like showing us the line cleaning operation. So you can see that when these 3 lines were cleaned, the 3 lines were cleaned at this point here, but it was done the week before. You can see that basically the amount of water that's gone through the pints during the first flush is 90, it's 90.5 here, because the same products have been selected. Okay. When we select more lines, which is these ones here, obviously the amount of water that's gone through increases because we've selected more lines, but it's consistent because the same products were selected down here. So what we're doing is we're standardizing the cleaning process. And the same with the chemicals. And obviously you can see the chemical paint is the same here, it's the same here. And there's obviously more here and more here, but it's obviously standardizing the process. So every single time we use a system, we can guarantee the same repeatable results. We know we're going to get the same performance. And the same with the water flush. Right. Okay, so this is the time and management that we get from the system. So these are the kind of benefits that we get additionally to the actual system. We can reduce the staff operational time. So at the trial up at Newcastle United, we were saving the guy, I think it was 5 hours, 20 minutes to clean the lines, 53 lines in a cellar. And there's 10 cellars around the football ground. So effectively we're saving them 50 odd hours a week of line cleaning. So this basically saves somebody's job from doing this kind of job. And obviously if you're having to spend that amount of time cleaning lines, you're going to cut corners, you're not going to do it properly. With this kind of system, you can guarantee that the lines have been done properly. You can actually see the metrics of the data. You can remotely observe the data. So if you're on holiday in Tenerife, you could be anywhere in the world. You just need to log in and see exactly when the lines are cleaned. You can reduce the wastage and give returns on investment. So we've seen that this will give returns on investment, the system. We can accurately calculate the assets in stock. We can also, we know exactly when the unit's going to run out of line cleaning fluid, when we can supply that to the user, so we know when they're going to run out, because it tells us exactly how much line cleaning fluid has been used. We get the automatic emails. It's collaboration. Obviously, we've been working with this technology for years, so obviously we're really kind of experts in this kind of field. So if you need any kind of support, please come and speak to us, and obviously we'll be able to help you and provide the exact solution to really maximise your kind of return on investment. So that's it. So yep. So please come and see us on stand F17 if you want to find out further information, and we'll be able to discuss things with you later. So yep. Thank you very much for listening. And if you do have any questions, F17.
We're going to have a short break now, and